click record, and we are recording. Hey, welcome everybody. Daily, we're doing this 25 minutes on how to use Blab and to learn Blab, and we're going to get started right now. If you watched yesterday, it was a comedy of errors. I can't guarantee it won't be the same today. It's possibility. You never know what you're going to get as far as entertainment from me or anybody else. So bear with us and get prepared. Take notes if you want. I'm going to be reading this from a pack of papers, and you can print this out if you want. I think Stan just put that in the comment stream, so you can go to it. Not now or later, whenever you want to. Okay, 25 minutes on how to use Blab. No Blabbus interruptions. We do it weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the good old USA. The Blab is to help people use Blab. It's 25 minutes long. It's fast-paced with a clear goal. We want to give you the confidence to use Blab. We don't answer many questions from the audience. We show you how to use Blab, and that's it, plain and simple. We ask that you hold all questions until the end. We do encourage you to join the Blab when there's an open seat. Just click on the join button in the frame there, and if there's one open and I decide to let you in, you get in. Now, the reason, yeah, that's I'll tell you, I love power.
He's a cut to the chase guy.
Yeah, the one reason we ask you that we don't answer too many questions is a lot of times you're going to ask a question that's on page 10 of my printout here, and I'm on page 3. So I'll get to you. I'll catch up most of the time. If I don't answer it by the end, then ask the question and we'll answer it for you. Now, who are we? You see the Circadians up there? It's not my name. It's the Circadians, and I'm signed in as the Circadians. The Circadians are a concept community. Our community isn't built around individuals. We live, work, and thrive in a guru-free zone. Everybody's equal, everybody is important, and everyone has their own special gift. The sum of these gifts is greater than the individual. What we do, we create event-driven, outcome-oriented business-building platforms, broadcast, websites, content, training programs, and more. But mostly we operate in a guru-free zone, getting stuff done. Excuse me. Getting stuff done. We welcome the opportunity to elaborate on that. Ask for an invitation to our community today by emailing stan@thecircadians.com. And maybe he'll get that in, or somebody can put that in. Maybe Nina can put that in for me. Or follow the Circadians at socials@thecircadians.com. Rules of Blab. Well, there really aren't any, but the Blab team has created some agreements they'd like the community to go by, so we'd like you to pay attention. Respect each other. Honor the viewer's time. Let others talk. Don't be an awful person to be around. Argue the point, not the person. The host sets the rules to the party unless they conflict with these rules. So it's very simple. It's a lot of common sense, and just follow your common sense and you'll be fine. First, what we want to do is give some props to people who might be out there who are watching or might not be watching right now. We know who they are, even though they might not know who we are. People like Roxanne Davenport, Chef Dennis, who was just on, Mia Voss, Eileen Smith. She's been on Blab from the beginning. She steps in from time to time when she can and sets me straight or sets somebody straight if we say something wrong, or tells us about new things that have come out that we don't know about, because we're going over the basics. If you want to learn more advanced stuff on Blab, follow Eileen. There's also another guy out there named Roy Montero who has helped us with some information from time to time. But keep an eye out for these folks. Give them props and check in on them from time to time. Getting started. Now, over on the left-hand side, you're going to see a little box there, and it says, "Tell a little bird." Now, what you want to do now is go over to that little box, click on it, and a dialog box is going to come up. When you click on Post Tweet, you'll see that you'll be sending a tweet to everyone that follows you on Twitter. It notifies them that you're in a blab. And this is a great way to increase the number of people watching your blab. Giving props. Now you see there's like 2 hands down there with and a number that keeps going up. That's because somebody's clicking on that and they're giving props. I'm going to give Lindsay some props. When you do that, your picture pops up there, and that shows that you agree with what he said and you like what he's saying. And they don't really mean that much, other than that the host or the people in the blab know that you're liking the content. Now, they don't hang around forever. They don't accumulate. At the end of the blab, they're gone and done with. But, you know, at the time, it's nice to have them and let people know that you like what they're doing. Your blab profile. Your blab profile matches your Twitter profile, but it doesn't have to. You can change it to suit the message you want to give out on blab. This could be a good idea, or you might not want to. You might want to keep it the same as your Twitter account. And now if you go up to the top right there, you're going to see your picture. If you click on it, a drop-down menu is going to come down. Now, don't click on profile, especially if you're in a blab, because that'll take you right out of the blab. But what you can do there is go down to settings and click on settings. And there it has some information as to what you can do in your profile. You will see that the fields for your name, there's an email address, your bio. There's also a line that says image with a clickable button. Now, you might say, well, okay, Ron, you're listed here as the Circadians, and my @ name is really @Ron Schneeberger. But I like my picture throughout all social media to be the same. That way they can look at it, and if they see me on Blab, they can see me on Facebook or see me on Google Plus or Instagram or wherever, and they say, oh, yeah, I saw that guy. That's his picture. So I like to keep it the same. You might not want to, and that's up to you, and you can change it. You can also change your notifications from your iOS or your Android notifications from that drop-down menu. And then there's log out if you want to log out. Now, other things that are under your profile page, it shows how many days you've been on Blab. If you've already hosted some Blabs, they will be viewable on your page under your profile. You can also check the list of followers that you have on Blab, and you'll be able to see who's following you. If you look at your followers' profiles, you can see if the following is mutual, like I said. And that might help you make a decision whether you want to follow them back. How you can participate. Well, each blab can have up to 4 blabbers, including the host. The host sits in the top left square, but not always. And I saw this when I played back some of the blabs. I'm in the top left now, but on the replay, I'm over on the top right, or I'm in the bottom left. So don't get hung up if you kind of check and say, hey, I'm not there, or the host isn't in the top left. It's no biggie. You just you'll find out who the host is. The host determines how many seats will be open. The host can block the seat, lock seats out. He can let people in, and he can also hit the X and send people out of the blab. Now the comment stream, that's on the right side, and a lot of people have been making comments. And at the bottom, you'll see. Let me click this notification that popped up here. Type something cool. If you type your comment in there, you'll be able to make a comment, and it'll get seen by the people who are in the blab. Now, if you have a question, you type /Q, a space, and then type your question. what that does is that will put a gray box in there, just like Nina did. It'll show question, and then that'll pop up with the question you have, and it makes it easier for the host to see. I see somebody wants to get in here, but I'm going to keep the seats locked out right now until I'm finished with this. Also, for the host at the top, it says comments. And right next to that, now you're not going to see this, but I can see it. It says Q's and at me. Now, if I click on the at me, anybody who asks a question, it'll bring up all those questions, so I can get right to all the questions if I want to. Right now, it's hard for me to talk and chew gum at the same time. I tell people multitasking for me is turning on the kitchen faucet and going over and hitting the switch on the wall to turn on the garbage disposal. That's about the extent of multitasking for me. So I don't do too many things at the same time. That's going to take care of that, except for one more thing. If you're doing a blab, and I don't want you to do this now because this goes to the people at Blab. If you're having technical problems, you're the host or somebody in the Blab, and there's technical problems, you can type at and help, and that'll alert the Blab team that broadcast is having a problem. A lot of times they will come right in and they will help get it fixed. I went over if you have a question. Rolling your mouse over the name in the comment stream, you'll notice a light gray star. So if I roll my name over Stan Bush, I'm going to see a light gray star. Now, if he made a comment that I like, I click on that, and the number 1 will pop up, and it'll show that I like the comment. That's kind of like giving props to the people who are in the comment stream. You're also going to see an arrow there. And a lot of times you want to reply back to Stan. Instead of typing his name in the type something cool box, you hit that, and it'll put his name down at the bottom, and then you can type something in there, a question or a comment that you have, and that way he'll get it. It'll go right to him. You're not wasting a lot of time trying to figure out how to type somebody's name in there. Now, if I can get my paper apart here, there we go. You don't have to be smart to do this, folks. If I can do it, you can do it.
Don't let him kid you.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Smart guy.
Joining a Blab is very easy. Oh, I want to mention one thing. No, that's later. That comes in the next page. See, I'm getting used to this. I'm learning what's on the next page before I even get to it. Join a Blab is very easy. Simply click on join like somebody's doing now, but I'm not going to let you in right now because I want to get through this before we let any people in. I know you keep asking, add me, but hold that till later on, and we'll see what happens when I get through this. And if there's an open seat and the host accepts you, you will join others on screen. This guy I will let in because he probably has something he wants to say.
I can tell you, Ron, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to have to. The at Vasco guy, just go ahead and block him. I've already followed him, looked at him on Twitter. He's just going to be
just hit the X there, right?
Yep. So you guys know that's the way that's what we do here.
We deal with trolls with zero tolerance.
Okay. How do I block them, Stan? See, here we're learning something new.
Yeah, the host is the only one that has one. Are you going to cut it out there, Vasco? If you're going to cut it out, we'll go ahead and let you stay. But we're very serious about what we're doing here. We want everybody here to enjoy what they're doing. And this is just disruptive, and we want it to be a good place.
Okay, I'm going to lock the seat. Okay, what about following? You have the opportunity to meet and collaborate with people from all over the world. You may want to follow some of these people to find out when they are on Blab and active within the community. There are several ways to do it within Blab. Since we are working with just the interface within Blab, here are a few things that you can do to follow people. In the frames, you're going to see, let's go up to Lindsay. you're going to see Lindsay Allen at the top and his @name. And you can click on that. And there's the two things that you can do are when you click on the username, you'll be presented with their profile and their info. From here, you can decide if you want to follow them, or you can also see if they are following you. Who is viewing a blab? If you go up on the top here and roll your mouse pointer over those pictures at the top, you're going to see, like I'm over Nina Trankova. I see she's following me and I'm following her, and you get her profile information, and you can roll over everybody that's up there, and that's a good way to follow people. You can see if you like what's on there, and you can click follow. And that's one way you can follow people that are on Blab. Now, that pretty much covers what we have to go over here. I got through it pretty quick today. I didn't have microphone troubles. I didn't have headset problems, and I didn't forget anything up to now.
And you're just getting really smooth.
Well, thank you. It's like a good bourbon, Lindsay. You know, it's
so you opened up the seat?
I opened up the seat. So, you know, I'm glad Stan is kind of watching a little bit, because some of these people I know, some of them I don't know. And some of them are disruptive. And you're going to have that when you have things like this going on. And it's a shame, but that's what happens. And you have to control it. And after a while, you'll learn if you're doing your own blab. Let me see if we have any questions here.
That wasn't a question. That was a comment by Dennis, Chef Dennis, who you guys should probably go over there and follow him. He's a good guy, and he's got, but he's over here messing with us about, can he be disruptive? He's a funny guy.
I didn't see that. I'm trying to just take care of what I do. Yeah, Chef, you could be disruptive anytime you want to.
And if somebody wants to join, Ron, now, if somebody's got questions, now's the time for them, because you did really good. See, our purpose here, the reason that I came in is because I'd already checked on what this guy is. We're a team, and I'd already checked on the person that was doing the disruptive stuff. And there's no sense when you're having a blab. We want to make sure that when y'all leave here, you got the basics. That's it. The guys, there's people that have different blabs. Eileen Smith and Chef Dennis is one of them that have blabs that are very informative about a deeper dive. But here, we don't want that stuff. We just want to kind of finish it up in about 25 minutes. And by the way, I did want to brag about this. You remember my grandmother's oatmeal cookies? I told you I was going to go get them.
Yep. That's right. That's why you left. I do want to, say one thing. We go over the basics here. I mean, there's people out there who are using Manny cams and doing other things, and we don't get into that. We just want to get you in the basics covered, get you familiar with Blab. If you like it, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. There's room for other types of social media formats out there and platforms. So you can do whatever you want to out there. Chef Dennis said, I have a friend named Manny, but no cams.
That's okay. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna step out, and a career engineer, there's a thing that says join. And if you'll click that, you'll be brought right in. And if you want to ask that as a question, put the /Q, and then that, can you do private blabs, which the answer is no. But
no.
If you wanted to ask that as a question, if you put /Q space in front of it, just go ahead and see what that does. But I'm going to step out so you can get some people in here, because I actually like the mix of, yes, it's a question. I actually really like being out in the thing so I can eat my cookie.
Yeah. Wait, here's what you can do, Stan. Cover up your camera, and then you can eat it and still be on.
So some of you guys join him.
And we have some time left if somebody wants to join. If you don't, that's okay. We got 5 minutes, Lindsay. Lindsay's my timekeeper. And what you're going to see, I have a few more days that I'm going to be doing this on Blab here. And then next week, Lindsay's going to take over. So tomorrow I might surprise Lindsay and say, hey, Lindsay, why don't you cover these points while I take a break here? Okay, here's a question. How do you get a custom graphic to display in the Blab home screen? You know what? I don't know, but there's people out there that do know, and there's some Blabs that are going on that do show you how to do that. See, I knew he couldn't stay out for too long.
I'm chewing my I wasn't kidding about the cookies. That is that what he's talking about is where they get that custom graphic is in the beginning of this, where we talk about going to your image up on the top, and it says profile. Don't click on that. Go to settings, and then under settings, there's going to be a full name, your email, and your bio, and then right below that is going to be a thing that says choose file, and that is what you would do to change that graphic. Once you change that, and you start the Blab using that profile picture, that's what will show up in the front there.
I didn't understand what he was saying. Roosevelt has a question. He says, what's the best browser used to host the Blab? Everybody has told me that it's Chrome, Google Chrome. That's what I use, and that's what works fine. I haven't had a problem. If you use another browser, try it, see how it works. You can also get Blab on your iOS. It's in the App Store for your phone, and you can get it. You can access it on your Android phone by downloading the Chrome browser and then accessing Blab through the Chrome browser on Android. Eventually, they might have an app in the App Store for Blab on Android, but right now, I don't think they do.
I believe that Open Topic was asking how to have an image in the home screen. That's the screen that you're seeing the talking heads in. As far as I know,
yeah, there are ways people do that through third-party software. That's more advanced, and we don't get into that. I'm going to let Shelly in here. Shelly's another member of the Circadians, and hi, Shelly.
Hi, and that's what I was going to pitch. If anybody, since I'm the cheerleader of the group, I don't have any technical background. I want to say that people should follow Stan. They should join the Circadians, and Ron and Lindsay are great examples of what can be done in the Circadians. And Stan, of course, is our fearless leader. Thanks, Stan.
I'm not. I'm just part of the group. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to jump out, but there's a couple of things over here I wanted to tell you. One is the real answer, because you guys, the guys that are in the Circadians know my answers are always cut to the chase. The best browser to use when you are in Blab is the one that don't crash for you. You got one that don't crash, that's the one to use. All the other ones don't matter. And I'm going to get out. There's a link there to reviews. If you like the Blab and what we've done here, click on that sl.stanbush.net/reviews, and that'll take you over there so you can say, I like this or I didn't like that.
Yeah, and if you want to follow
Firefox crash too. I haven't had Edge, just by the way. I haven't had Edge crash yet on it. Just by the way.
Well, see, Stan knows all this stuff I don't know.
Stan has no life.
And if you want to follow me, because I'm signed in as the Circadians right now, but my app name there at the Circadians, just look me up on Twitter or at Ron Schneeberger. And let me see if I can do this without breaking anything. Told you I can't type, do anything, and chew gum and talk at the same time. There, if you want to follow me, that's how to get in touch with me. Or look, if you're go over to Google Plus, you'll find me on Google Plus. I'm there a lot, and you can follow me there. I'm on Facebook. I don't get there too often. I probably should start using it a little bit more. Bill Graham, I'm going to let Bill in. Bill's from Belize.
Morning,
hey,
guys.
Bill from Belize. What's cooking down in Belize, Bill?
Pretty much everything. It's pretty hot today.
It's rainy here in Jupiter, Florida, but Bill transplanted himself from Canada down to Belize, and he's making that his permanent resident down there, right, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Bill does something. If you want to follow him and get in touch with him, he's got a thing called Bill. What is it? Bill Does Belize, or
Yeah, Bill Does Belize. Since coming here, I'm basically providing unbiased information for people that might want to consider a move here from North America, because it's a different culture, it's a different lifestyle, and there's lots of questions that need to be answered that you may not even know to ask. So I'm here to help out with that kind of thing. But that's not why I'm here today.
Okay. I have one question before I let you answer it. Career engineer asks, so the hands are the same as hearts on scope? Yeah, it's giving props to the people, so that's the same. Okay, Bill, back to you.
Well, first of all, I want to say what a great job you're doing, Ron. I've been following you this week, and the presentation is great.
Thank you.
My question on Blab, and I hope it's not too advanced for what we're doing or what you're doing here, but I'm going to start or interested in starting a weekly Blab show myself in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering how, or if there's a way that you can have a unique URL just to your show so that you can constantly put that. I mean, I might have the such and such show episode 1, but I'd like to be able to try and keep that URL, the such and such show, consistent.
You know, the man that can answer that question just popped back in while he's chewing on some of his cookie. Go ahead, Stan.
There is nothing left on that one, and there are no crumbs.
You got some cookie crumbs on your collar there, Stan. Just kidding.
To answer your question is a good time to say, if you're watching this and you want to send your friends to it at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can tell them just to go to learnblab.com, and it will always bring them into the most current Blab. It won't bring them. They can subscribe to the one for tomorrow,
right?
And they can subscribe to the one to tomorrow, and they can get into the one that's for that day, you know, or be the one that's that day. So that has to be changed every day. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something that's really unusual. I'm going to invite you to the Circadians. We have a morning hangout. It's a private hangout with us, and this is exactly what we go over, those kind of things. As a matter of fact, we're going to be going over some stuff after this thing. We're going to have a little short one, but the answer, if you know what the answer is I have to go every day and change the forward for Learn Blab to the new URL for the for today's Blab. You got to do that every day if you're going to have a persistent. Or it's not persistent, not in real networking terms. It's consistent.
Right.
Link to that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's Nazim.
Good afternoon.
This is going to be the last person we're going to let in here, and I'm going to let him.
I made the cut. I feel like I'm on the NFL roster. I made the cut.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Welcome, Nazim. How are you?
Pretty good. Sorry, I'm joining late because I was kind of busy arguing with clients.
That's okay. You can do that. Well, it's good to have you join us. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello.
Okay. Are we wrapping up the 25 minutes?
Yeah, we're wrapping up. We're over the 25 minutes, and if Nina was on here, she'd be cutting my throat right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to. Bill, thank you, Bill. Follow Bill on Google Plus. Follow Nazim.
Thanks, folks. Yeah.
And him and his wife are over in Italy, and they do some great stuff on social media and live streaming.
We do scopes from Italy from a couple that love Italy. An American expat living in Milan since 1992. No sales at the moment. Just fun stuff.
I'm going to answer career engineer because I can.
Yep.
I'm out of here.
Is that no? It will not destroy Google Hangouts. We had a discussion about that this morning in the Circadians 9 o'clock. We have one every day at 9 o'clock. And just ask Nina, and she'll get you an invite.
Yep. And you know what? At that, we're going to say goodbye here. I'm going to tell Stan I'm cutting him off. There he is. And I'm going to say goodbye to everybody.